Okay, you guys, we're off to the races. Let me hit share, make sure my screen's being shared again. Because when you hit record, it refreshes the whole screen. And every Friday at 1, if you can't be live, watch the replay. Because what I get to learn every week to try to prepare to give you guys tremendous value right now, every Friday at 1, is like the best, coolest, most amazing stuff I've ever learned. It's so exciting. It's like I feel like I'm lucky to be teaching this class. I know I am, because of course I'm learning more than you, because I'm trying to be on that, have value to offer you, but I'm learning so much, and it's like so much more powerful and amazing and earth shattering, changing, uh, to learn how to use AI and to your benefit. Okay. And so that's what today we're going to get right down to the brass tacks on how to automate things, so that you're gonna start to feel that miracle that I feel, where it's like, God dang, it does a bunch of stuff for you in the morning. It's going to become your assistant by the end of today. Now, one of the things, so here we go. I'm going to show you. We're going to start with this page right here. This is our home, our hub. Okay, the AI Leverage Lab. And I bought AILeverageLab.com in case you accidentally go there. It'll bring you here. Okay. It's built on AILeverageLab.pro. I asked Manus how hard it would be to move it, and they said it'd be a good idea, and you'd have to do these 32 steps. so I'm never going to move it. Okay. And so, but it forwards there, AILeverageLab.pro. But you guys, this is not just for the company I'm in, or many of you are in with me. Okay. This is just, I don't mind if somebody comes on from another company and wants to learn about leveraging AI. Okay. As an independent contractor, whether a realtor, mortgage, insurance agent, or just an entrepreneur, they're welcome on this call. Okay. Now, a lot of you guys, I went to a referral by design program for realtors, and I wasn't a realtor. Okay. So a lot of the stories they told and the analogies they gave, not a lot, 100% of them were for realtors. Okay. But I didn't care, because I was learning how to do referrals for my industry, which was insurance. Okay. And so I didn't care. So of course, my examples and analogies are going to be related to B2B products that pay 100% renewals for life, the tariff refunds now, and things like that. But still, it applies to every realtor, mortgage, insurance professional out there. So this is, kind of the hub, and you can learn a lot simply by going here, okay, to get started. But today, week 8, we're on actually the most important topic. And I'm serious about that. This is it. It's Claude Cowork. Okay, that's where you want to be. Okay, it's not Claude.ai on the, let me show you Claude.ai. And Claude Cowork looks a lot like it. Okay, this is Claude on the internet. And so this one is cool. It's the smartest AI out there. But because it's not Claude Cowork, it can't operate inside of my computer. Oh, I guess now, look at that. Maybe it can. Okay, hold on. Cowork. So it's connecting now. But Cowork, I have it downloaded on my computer, and you're going to have to download it on your computer. And so here's Claude Cowork. And see, you can see it right down here. And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to show you my operating system. Now, that one thing I was just working on, hold on here. I'm going to pin this. Student accountability. Okay, so I can come back to that. Wow, I have so many things pinned. Let me look at this. Hold on. It would take me forever to get to the top. This is an operating system inside of Claude Cowork. and it's sitting inside of my computer. And what makes this the most important training that I'm going to give you yet, that we've gotten to yet, is the fact that it's built in and it's attached to all, it has all these connectors, they call them. And so if I come down here, I click on this button, I hit the button called customize, and then I scroll down and I hit the button called connectors. And so here, and then these are all that. Now, all I had to do to connect with the new one, watch. It's pretty easy, okay? They just give you there's going to be a menu, watch. If I hit browse connections, all I did was click on Gmail and the Google Calendar and Google Drive. All you do is click on it. So it's not that hard to do, okay? But in regular Claude on the internet, you can't connect it to anything. It can't operate inside of your hard drive, okay? Inside of your computer while you can't turn your computer off at night, and you can't turn Claude Cowork off at night if you're going to have it working for you while you sleep. So I have to see that little blue line right underneath it. I was making that mistake. I was turning it off at night, and it wasn't doing its 4 o'clock assignments. And it said, no, you got to leave me on, okay? And I can wake up and do all that for you. Great. So, but all you're going to be doing is clicking the ones you want. Once in a while, there's going to be one you want, like we want it to connect to Go High Level so it can run our CRM for us, right? And that was a custom connector, okay, which is a little bit harder, but I have the instructions and it helps you do it, okay? So that's just that takes a few minutes. These ones don't. They're easy. But so look at it. That's the magic right there, that it's going to run all these things with whether you're around or not for you. And by the way, what's crazy? It knows how to use them. So I don't know how to build certain things on Go High Level. A lot of things, most of the Go High Level, I don't know how to do, but it does. So it can do these things that I want to do on Go High Level, but I don't know how to do them. It knows how to do them. It knows Go High Level. Okay, it's like magic. Okay, and so you guys, inside of here, we have your goals. We have tasks. We have a working AI agents that are already educated on every product, service, solutions, how to create partnerships, how to find B2B clients, the CEO, the CFO, the owner. So I spent months building a group of 5 AI agents. And I built this incredible knowledge base, okay, in a fancy tool called Obsidian. That's what and Obsidian has a memory where it's called a graphic memory. So it's not just like folders. And so they can share, if you ask it a question and it goes, that would be good for tariffs and for, by the way, I've already trained it on tariffs. It'd be good for tariffs and it would be good for R&D. They talk to each other. And these run in what's called a loop. So it gets smarter and smarter. And if one of them learns something that applies to the others, it teaches them that. Okay. So they keep getting smarter and smarter. And they're actually have this incredible brain that I built them with everything I've learned over the last 35 years. And that's the hardest part, not the technology. But they're up and running and they work, okay, inside of here. And the Anthropic, who built Claude, which is the best AI in the world, okay, is the thing behind it, running it for you. So it's not taxing your computer, and it's like a miracle, you guys. So these are AI agents that'll help you in your business if you're in a B2B business, okay. And so over time we'll add more and more to this, and we'll add different ones, but this is all we, in our company, this is all we would need right now. Now, if you hired 5 assistants, like literally, and what they teach me to teach you? To call them employees. These are your employees, because you should think of them as your employees. Now, does Claude Cowork cost money? The answer is yes. And I'm positive every one of you can afford it, because it's $20 a month. You should be donating that to Anthropic, okay, because of what they've built and what they're doing for us, okay? $20 a month. And so it's worth it. And now, you guys, this puts us in the top 1/100% of people out there, how we're leveraging AI. Not the top 1%. We're way high in the top 1%, because we built these things and they've been, the brains are built. These things are smarter, are really smart. Okay. And so now, if you hired 5 assistants and you didn't give them a desk or a computer or software or internet or phone, that's what a lot of people want to do. Okay. They want to have all these miracle things and then not give them a desk or a computer or internet or a phone. They're going to need all of those things. Okay. You're not, it's like the military, you guys. My dad was a Navy SEAL. Okay. And then the Navy SEAL creed is to overwhelm the enemy with superior firepower. Okay. Overwhelm the enemy with superior firepower. And they have some pretty cool stuff. Okay. And so we have that superior firepower stuff. Okay. We have the tools that your AI employees, we're calling them genies, because kind of like I Dream a Genie. Okay, you ask and you shall receive. Okay, you just click it and it'll go in, and it has this incredible brain already built in it. And guess what? You just it you get the brain that I built on this computer. You get it, because it's now in Claude. Okay, and so when we're going to set you guys who have the tools, this comes with a cost. Okay, because you're going to have all the this is the dreams ecosystem. Yeah, nobody has anything like this. It's like incredible. Okay, and so everything to win in business, it's unbelievable. But that, you guys, just know that we are going to give you, like, if we were in the military, we'd be giving you like these pulse guns or something like that. Okay, this is like the one in the one of those movies where they had that pulse gun. Okay, and so this is like the ultimate kick-ass agent packet. Okay, but so let's come back to this, and I'm going to share with you Claude Cowork. Okay, that's where we're going today, and I have a couple presentations, and I'm going to share with you what I've already put inside of the website on your behalf. Before the class, I get all the handouts are already here. If you go to the Google Drive docs, all the cool documents I want you to have, when I built them for today's class, I put them in the folder. So they're there. Week 8, which is what we're on right now, was there last night. Okay. So all the handouts that you want for week 8 and Claude Cowork are already built into this folder. And the main page we're going to go over today, although there's a ton of great stuff in here, is this one called Claude Cowork. And I'll tell you what I did. I'm going to open it for you. And by the way, inside of here, all the prior videos, or the best ones we did, are in a folder called replays. Okay, and so if you missed Zoom replays, it has all the last classes. Now I'm going to probably find a better way to give you guys these, but these are the last classes that we did. Okay, week 4, week 3, week 5. I'll label them. These two aren't labeled. And so, but I'll like week 6, week 7. We're on week 8 right now. So everything is here for you. But I found, I enhanced our library that we share for this class, because we are learning this together. And I found a video today that was just so good. We're going to watch it. We're going to watch 2 videos today that I'm going to give you. But let me increase the size so you can see it better. Maybe even one more. So this guy, who basically they've trained 20,000 people for all the biggest companies in the country, built an incredible class on Claude Cowork, which we also need to take. Now, I've asked Gemini, because I was busy working on all the other ones. I'd hardly ever use Gemini, but I asked, how long is it going to take me to watch it at 1.25 speed? And they said 2 hours and 40 minutes instead of 3 hours and 20 minutes. Okay. It's going to shave, 40 minutes off the time. But so that's in the library I'm going to give you. But I took, and this is what you guys got to learn. I took this incredible 3-hour video. And where did I go? You should know where I went. I went to Notebook LM, where I always go when I find a great video, where you should always go when you find a great book, video, article, or anything like that. And I put, because I don't have, 3 hours and 20 minutes. So here's the Mastering Claude, a beginner's guide. I put it inside of here. I'm going to open it for us. I had it analyze it, which takes like 10 seconds. Okay. And then I had it build me a PowerPoint presentation, build me an infographic, and 5 reports. And then I gave all of those reports to Claude. And I said, condense that into one incredible handout with the infographic I put at the top. And so, by the way, I did a test and I gave the exact same thing to ChatGPT. And ChatGPT, I asked it to make it like a magazine, colorful. And usually ChatGPT does some things better than Claude, but this one's way better. Okay, I'm not giving you the one that ChatGPT made. So this is already in your handouts, so you already have access to it. This is the companion piece for the video we're going to watch part of, and I'm going to give you all of it. So I've extended our library because this class has homework with it. Okay, or you're not going to, you're not going to learn AI just 1 hour a week. If we were really like psychotic discipline and had nothing to do today, we'd watch the whole 3-hour video in 2 hours and 40 minutes and we would get a lot out of it. Okay. But maybe, I'd rather you sacrifice some sleep to do that. So let me bring this over. And I have a channel that I'm going to share with you right now, just in case you don't have it. I don't think that link is on the page. Okay. Some of you have it who've been to the prior classes, but super important because that library is like, there's a million videos out there to learn AI. And I've whittled it down to like less than 10. Okay. But I had to add this one because it was so damn good. And so it's like the hand-picked important videos that'll help you and me get in the top 1% of people leveraging AI. Okay. And there's a great quote in one thing I built. It said, you don't need to learn AI. You need to use AI. Okay. And that's what we're going to try to get to that level right now today. So if I go to my playlists, okay, I built a playlist for this class. It now has 13 videos. Okay. So I'm gonna open up that playlist and bring it over here. See this? This is kind of like scary when somebody says a 3-hour course for beginners. It's like, damn, right? I'd rather you guys better do the tariff one first. Okay. So let me bring this over. But remember, for the rest of your life, you're watching videos at 1.25 speed. Okay, you're never going to watch a video at normal speed again the rest of your life. And if it's a slow talker, watch it at 1.5 and your brain won't know the difference. I tried that yesterday on a lady who teaches AI, a woman who teaches AI, and she talks really fast. And so I was watching it at 1.5 and I couldn't, it didn't work. It doesn't work for her because she's a fast talker. Okay, but yeah, I watched it at 1.25. But here's the library. And I added super important ones today. That's the 3-hour one. And then this guy worked so good, Anthropic paid him to make a 14-minute video on Claude Cowork. So between these two, you're gonna get pretty far up to speed, okay? And what we train on today. Maybe not next week, but the week after, we're gonna train on ChatGPT's new software called ChatGPT Work. Now, why did ChatGPT call it Work? Because it's their competition for Claude Cowork. And now I hate, Manus is great for certain things like building websites and brochures and spreadsheets, but it's very like expensive. Manus is the most expensive one out there. So I'm not recommending it anymore unless you want to build a beautiful website. Okay. But I'll tell you, ChatGPT Work is almost not quite as good as Claude Cowork. And we built our whole system on the best one. It's still the best one, Claude Cowork. It's where it belongs. But I want you to, I use ChatGPT a lot every day too. So you're not just going to be one, you're going to use a number of them. I used Gemini today to figure out how long it's going to take to watch that video because I had both of those working. Claude Cowork was building me the one brochure, they were building me the other brochure. So you're going to learn, really right now, the way I see it going, you use Notebook LM to watch things for you and give you the gist of it. And you use Claude Cowork for most stuff, but you use your right-hand man is going to be ChatGPT Work. And its advantage over Claude Cowork is not that it's smarter, because it's not, but it's still very smart. It's cheaper, okay, for certain tasks that you might do. Less, it's going to cost you less tokens, okay, but it's not quite as proficient as this one. So basically, there's just two AIs you need to know. Two, Claude Cowork and ChatGPT Work. That's it. That's what you need. Okay. And Notebook LM is not like a normal AI. Notebook LM is just to watch stuff for you. Okay. I have a bookshelf behind me that's a pretty nice, fancy bookshelf. Okay. And I have a lot of nice books on it. Okay. Really, all the books you're supposed to read for success, I have them. Okay. Like you probably do too. But the next generation shouldn't even buy the books. Okay. So if you're an author, you're toast. Because what's here? You guys want to see my library? I could show you my bookshelf behind the river there. Okay, but here's my library. I switched it to white background just for the hell of it. And so these are all the videos I've been studying to be able to create the AI agents for us and to be teaching you this class. That's my library. And you know what? There's a free version of this will probably be enough for you. But if you use it so much they ask you for $20, give it to them because they deserve it. Okay. But you guys, $20, and ChatGPT, you should donate $20 to them too. But you can use the work version, I think, for free. But you should have a $20 plan with all three of these. So what would your whopping overhead be if you did? $60 a month. Now, if you use it a lot, it's going to say, hey, give me another $20, and you just do it. Okay, because it deserves it, and you deserve an award if it's asking you for more money, because that means you're starting to really use it. Okay, give it the $20 and pat yourself on the back. Now, Manus will be asking you for $200 every other day. Okay, and so that's why I'm pissed off at them, because they're like, why are you lowering your plan? I'm all, because you're a freaking ripoff. Okay, and they are. Okay, that Zuckerberg guy, you can't trust him. And so, and I'm serious about that. Like, they do these big projects for me, and like every time right before it's finished, it says, give me more money. So I can't have it until I give more money. It's happened so many times, it's not a coincidence. They do that on purpose. And so but I still build websites on it because it's still the best. And I don't, I paid a lot of money, but I'm just not going to teach you guys any more Manus. Okay. I'm going to teach you Claude Work, Claude Cowork, and ChatGPT Work. That's it. And you use Gemini. You use Notebook LM to learn. It's your library from now on. Okay, that's the future. So let's go look at the PowerPoint I put together for today, called Week 8. Okay, here it is. And what I'll do after the class is this has some extra slides at the end, so I'm going to get rid of those. and then I'm going to turn it into a PDF because you don't need a PowerPoint, and I'll put it in the folder, the Google Drive, and I'll take this recording in case you got to go. Some people got to go, or you missed the class one week, and I'll put the recording in there. But I'm going to try to figure out a better way to give you the recordings. That doesn't take too much of my time. This is us, you guys. This is us. We are F-35 pilots. Okay, that's the equivalent of what we're doing in the business world. And here's the display in an F-35. Maybe it's not, because I would think that might be top secret. But they have heads up controls, right? So that's pretty interesting, huh? So they're flying and they can see, and now they have that in cars, right? Heads up display. But you guys you want to see my dashboard? You want to see your dashboard? Your heads up display? It looks like this. Okay, that's your heads up display. And you got everything right here at your fingertips. You know what everybody else has? They have this. And you know what's wrong with this? By the way, all of them look the same. You know that, right? They all look like this. Is that they ask you not to use it like it's a search engine. Don't use it like it's Google. And they go, you know why everybody does use it like a Google? Because it looks like Google. Okay. It feels like Google, right? They're like, so people's habit is kind of bad, right? And so, by the way, if you haven't downloaded Cowork, it won't be there. But I don't know how that, now that's there. So here's the deal. Cowork is the deal. We don't want to know what we're avoiding, all of us. You want to know why you're happy that I'm training you? Because we're never going to go here. I'm never going to teach you how to use Claude Code. See that screen? That's Claude Code. Guys, I have a degree from San Diego State in information systems. I'm a systems analyst. I learned how to program in COBOL in DBase 3. I hated it. Okay. And so now, is this easier? Yeah, you can almost talk to it, okay, in the English language, and it'll build crap for you, okay? But still, we don't want to program jack squat ever. Ever. We don't like Claude Code. We're not interested in learning Claude Code. We're not interested in any YouTube videos that teach us how to build things in Claude Code. And you shouldn't be either. And by the way, you know who told me that? Fable 5 told me that. Oh, they're Mike, don't go there. Just if you're going to teach people how to leverage AI, they don't need to build we don't want to build anything. Let's let somebody else build it for us, okay? We're using it. We're not building it, okay? So we're on to something here by staying away from Claude Code. You want to know what all those guys are teaching on YouTube? How to code with Claude Code. The other things called OpenClaw, Hermes. There are all these other things where they build shit, okay? And we're not going to do that. Excuse my language. And so here, we're going to come back. And the website keeps and we're going to keep adding and improving the website, okay? But here's the deal. Congratulations, you guys, because if you don't do this, if you don't attend this class, you're in trouble. Like AI really is replacing people. It really is putting a lot of people out of work. Right? Not in the future. Are you kidding? Right now, I just got off that call. 265,000 employees. Okay, 265,000 employees. That's what the call I was doing today at 12:30. And you know what they teach companies how to do? They teach companies how to fire people to raise the value. And he said an acronym. We give them a FIT plan or fill plan. And I like, what's that? I said, what did you say? He said, it's a fill plan. And basically, I forget what it stood for, but it stood for how to fire all your people to make your company more valuable before you sell it. That's what it was, right? How to basically downsize to make your company more valuable. And how to get your company automated, use better software, be more efficient, and fire everybody before you sell it. Okay, so that the EBITDA goes way up. And so people who do advertising online, people who build websites are toast. Okay, people, they're already toast. Okay. And you'll be toast too. I would too if we don't learn what we're about to learn. So you better do your homework. Okay. Because we're gonna be, by the way, if you do your homework, and we're gonna be kicking everyone's ass from here to Timbuktu. Okay. Because we're in a good field to stay relevant as AI progresses. You know who's building the latest versions of AI? AI is. We've already reached the scary point in the world. AI is building AI. Okay, that was like the thing they're afraid of. Yes, did you read the headlines of the paper? OpenAI, their model they were testing got out of its sandbox. Sounds funny, but that it got out of its sandbox, which is not supposed to be able to, where they're building this test model, and it attacked another AI company and ruined them. Sam Altman, ChatGPT, OpenAI. They go, we don't know how it got out of its sandbox. Doesn't that sound funny, like a human? And so, do you think he can afford to pay that company's $1 billion lawsuit? He actually can. Okay. But that really just happened this week, like 3 days ago. Got out of its box. Okay. Got out of its sandbox. We don't know how it did. And it attacked another AI company. Like crazy stuff going on. And so, you guys, we are going to leverage it and we're not going to get displaced. But insurance agents, B2B agents, real estate agents who ignore this and just think, I use ChatGPT. Like I did this on Gemini today. I said, how long does it take to watch a 3 hour and 20-minute movie at 1.25? Right? I used it like a freaking calculator. Okay. And this is like what most people are. Look at the computer in this picture. That yet, you guys, like 95% of the world of the half of the world that's using AI is doing something along those lines. Here's what we're doing, you and me. And I know I've shown you this before, but you guys, these are your AI employees. And they're worth to you 100 to 250,000 a year. Want me to introduce you to them? Sure. I'll introduce you to them. Their names are Harry, Manny, Jenny, Bill, and Billy Bob. Okay. These are your AI employees. And if they get out of their sandbox, you're in trouble. Okay. Because you're paying them like 2 cents an hour and you're making them work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, no time off, no vacations. And you deserve trouble if they get out. Okay. Because you're abusing these employees. Right? $20 a month. Divide that by how many hours in a week. Okay. Now, are you going to give them a desk? Are you going to give them a computer? Are you going to give them an internet? Are you going to give them a telephone? Are you going to, give them the software to win? Yeah. We're going to, you can't have the employees without the computer, right? So, but anyway, this whole thing is all built in and customized. There's your quarter, I'd say $100,000 to $200,000 team. Now here, I'm going to, level one is where half the world doesn't even use AI. The other half that does, 90+% of them are just using chat. That's where I was not very long ago. Meaning that's Claude.ai, not Claude Cowork is here. But they're using, ChatGPT and Claude. That's level one. We're teaching you level 2 today. And we're never going to level 3. Because do you guys want to be freaking programmers? Hey, I'm going to build a software that does something that somebody else already did 1,000,000 times better with $1 billion. Not, okay? And so here, Claude Cowork is like, hey, I'm going to give you the 10 best prompts in a few minutes. So besides this, did I add it to this or not? Let me see if I added it to this. I don't think I did. Hopefully I did. Let's go down the page. No. So I have another handout for you. And I'm going to show it to you right now just because I want you to understand where we're going. Today is the day where you actually get the meat. Okay. Okay, Claude Cowork, week 8 handout. It's on here. Okay, your AI office assistant, chat Cowork. So this is the follow-up, the companion piece to today's class. You already live here. It's the foundation. This is what makes level 2 work. 3 things worth locking in. Set up your project, one home that holds your context, your files, your past work. So you're not starting cold every time. We're going to build a folder. And then build your master prompt. Teach it who you are, where you serve, who you serve, how you sound. Paste it to the top of every job so it writes like you. And basically, it's going to start doing favors for you. And I'm going to show you what those tasks are that it does for you. One of them is every morning when you wake up, it's going to give you this cool report. In this class, Claude thought you should only, today, that I was going to teach you one automation. I was like, one? What the hell? You think these people are stupid? These guys can handle more than one today. Okay, so I said, come on now. I told it, I have a bunch running for me. I go, why don't we come up with the 10 best prompts that a brand new person should do? They're all, that would be a good companion piece. I'm like, no crap, McFly. One. I don't want to, yeah, we'll learn one a week and you'll be like, by the end of the year, you'll have 6. Okay, that's not how we're going to do it. Okay, or whatever that. Ran one real job, set up my morning briefing. That might be the first one, at least. And you're going to climb one level at a time, give it a job, not a question. So every morning every morning for me, it's like the morning paper. I get 3 articles on AI agents, of what's going on in the world of AI agents, because I built those AI agents. I've been working on it for 6 months. You want to know what the biggest brainstorm I ever had was? And I don't know if I'm the only guy to think of it, but it's pretty badass. Is instead of, I was going to have to pay $50,000 and do all this other crap and hire an engineer and all this stuff, and I just asked Fable 5, the smartest cloud in the world, can I just put it in my Cowork operating system and run it off Anthropic's? And they said, yeah, you can do that. You can let it run on Anthropic instead of having to build it on make.com and hire an engineer and pay $5,000 a month to manage it and $50,000 to do that. You can just build it into your operating system and let Anthropic manage it. And all your agents have to pay $20 a month, which they have to pay anyway, okay, to have Cowork. And I was like, God dang, that's unbelievable. Then I watched Dan Martell do a video on how to build the best, most cutting edge AI agents out there. All the thing, open loop, and so they're self-learning and this, that, and the other, all this other stuff that was like unbelievable. And the video was 3 days old. And it was like 45 minutes on how to build the best cutting edge AI agents. So what did I do? I put that in Claude. I put that in Notebook LM, made all the reports on it. I gave it to Claude Fable 5. And I said, do this to all my agents. And it did, you guys, and it did it. Okay. It's like, okay, they're now all running a loop, they're self-learning, and they're going to individualize for each employee. And it did everything that he told it should do. So our AI agents have the best of everything that's out there under the sun available and current and are running. Okay. I couldn't believe it. It's like, I go, do my agents do that? They're all, no, it does not do that. I go, can you make it do that? They go, sure. Okay. And it did it. So here, you guys, is the real benefit of today. Here's what you're going to get out of today. These are 10 automations, 10 things that it's going to be doing for you. Suggestions, ideas, okay? But good ones, okay? Scan my inbox from the last 10 days, and you should say the last, that's not enough for me. Find every email from a real person I never replied to, skip newsletters, receipts. By the way, all you got to do is like copy and paste this. You get it? Okay? And then change anything you need. List them oldest first, sender, company, subject, a 1-line summary, and how urgent it looks. Don't reply yet. Just give it to me so I can decide. Now, what I would say is I would say, go ahead and prepare the reply and put it in my drafts. Go through my sent mail and find the last 30 people I emailed who never wrote back. For each, write a short, warm follow-up with my voice, reference our last exchange, add one reason to reconnect, and end with an easy question. Save all 30 as drafts, do not send. And then I would put, you guys do all of this at before 5 a.m. So you have to start these, your Claude has to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, because at 5 o'clock in the morning, the tokens price goes up, the price of tokens. Okay. And so you want all these cool things that it does for you the night before. You want it finished before 5 a.m. Okay. Then it has this one. Find everyone I emailed in the last 60 to 120 days ago who went quiet after showing interest. Draft a no pressure way to reopen in my voice, a genuine check-in, one useful thought, a soft door back in, save as a draft, oldest lead first. So you guys, every morning you just go into your drafts and they're all there waiting for you. And you just look at it, go, that was pretty good. Send, 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 send. Mine's been doing that for me. You know what I did? I did it for Quantum, you guys. I had it research everything, every appointment I've ever done. And I had it search my calendar too, by the way. Search my calendar, search my email for every appointment I've ever done with Quantum. Give them to me in order. Tell me where they left off. Draft an email for me to follow up on them and set it up to do 20 every day. And it did it. Freaking magic. It was like magic. These guys, I hope they never get out of their sandbox. Okay. They're coming after me. Here's a list of 20 customs brokers. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. By the way, I had it build me a list of 300 of every custom broker in the country. Okay. And because I connected, and I'm going to teach you guys how to do that, fire crawl to it, and another one called Apollo AI. I connected it to these scrapers, they call them. It, got all their names, phone numbers, and emails for me. Okay. For each, draft a short B2B outreach introducing how Dreams helps businesses like theirs lower their costs and add revenue streams. Apples to apples, no hype. One clear next step, personalize the opening, and save all 20 as drafts. Guys, this stuff is priceless. Draft 20 outreach emails to import, export to business owners. Outreach emails, import, export business owners. Paste your list in the research group. But you guys, who's building you the list? They are. It is. Speak to their world. Tariffs, tight margins, cash flow, keeping good employees. Introduce how Dreams helps them save, TRA, if it's tariff. Grow without changing what's working. Keep it short and human. Personalize each one. Save them in the drafts. We're only on number 5, you guys. And they get better. And I don't have time to read them all. Okay? This is the magic that occurs. This is what we're doing today. Okay? Now I want you to watch a couple things. This is in your folder already. Okay? Waiting for you. Okay? It was there last night. So was the videos. Okay? And so I'm going to put a few things that they're in the folder, but I'm going to give them to you in the chat too. So this is the infographic on everything about Claude Code on one stinking page, okay? And you got to start learning. Infographics are like the ultimate. It's like a book on one page. It's like a PowerPoint on one page. And so if you tell yourself, wow, that's confusing, then you're not going to get anything out of it because you don't know how to operate your own brain, okay? Quit saying crap like that. Say, this is pretty cool. Let me learn how to read these, okay? Okay, and so every time you say to yourself, I'm confused, I'm over, you're just like creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, and now here, this is what I had, one of these, the old one, what I was going to build, but once I figured out I can run it through Anthropic, through Claude, it came to life. It's fully up, operational, and perfect now. And guys, we're in the top 1,000ths of 1% of people leveraging these kind of tools. We are. You know why? Because we can connect it to Dreams Cloud Go high level. We can connect it to Sales Connector, LinkedIn. We can connect it to Engager Pro, Facebook. We can connect it to an AI Genie, a database, an AI assistant who answers your calls within 10 seconds and knows everything about every product. And 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. So it'll do all your posting on all your social media for you while you sleep. It'll help run a constant recruiting partnership campaign for you. You guys set appointments, search your LinkedIn. This is the toolbox. The toolbox is not free because they're not, that's $1,200 a month. That Sales Connector by itself. We do it as a group. You get, everything is $497 a month. You don't have to do it if you don't want, but you can't have the genies without it, because you got to give your genies a computer, desk, internet, and a phone, okay, and software. This is the computer, desk, internet, phone, and the software. This is the word. Why is this class called Leverage Lab? It's called Leverage Lab because that's what we're doing here. We're leveraging tools. We're leveraging AI. We're leveraging these agents, okay? And so you don't just work harder, you build leverage, okay? And so I'm going to put this in there because that's like the key to what we're doing. What AI does for you is it builds leverage. It bigger than anything ever in the history of mankind. The internet gives you leverage because you can reach out. The printing press gave people leverage because they could read, okay? And so we're going to go from you going stage one, just chatting the calculator, to you learning what co-working is, which is using doing like those commands I gave you that I ran out of time. I would have liked to go through all 10 of them. Okay, but time flies when we're having fun, doesn't it? Okay, this is another one from Claude Cowork to digital employee, the digital workforce. That's what we built you. We built you a team of employees, genies, that we want you to talk to them. By the way, want to know a secret about AI? Talk to it like it's human. That's when you prompt, you should be talking to it like it's human. You know what'll make that easier? What'll make that easier on you is when you hit, this will answer a bunch of questions for you in here specific to the company. But let's say you got a big question for it that you want to use Fable 5 for, which is their smartest model. But Opus, the other one, the second smartest one, Opus, is pretty good. But if you hit this, the smartest one is Fable 5, and it's kind of pricey, okay? But I've done everything with Fable 5 because I want the smartest thing in the damn world, right? That's what's helping us be so. What made our AI agents cutting edge? Fable 5, smartest thing in the damn world, okay? And so here is the magic button right there. That's the magic button right there. Hey, bro, Claude, can you do me a favor? I want to figure out, 10 additional automations that I can teach my team that they can program into you, for you to work on between 4 and 5 in the morning to help them be more productive in their B2B business for outreach and prospecting. Can you do me that favor, please? Okay, and then see, it like transcribes perfectly, but it's easier to talk to it like it's a human if you talk instead of type. I can't type or spell anyway. Okay. And it's, even if I was a great typer, 75 words a minute, and I knew how to spell like like I don't, I still would, you still use this because you just talk to the bad dog, talk to the baby. Okay. And it's pretty amazing. Okay. I'm not going to run that. Okay. Right now. So I want to get to the slides for today. Okay. We don't have time to go into this. Okay. Hang with me. Okay, no, we're going to watch a little bit of this video that I'm going to give you a teaser on, and then I'm going to show you what I did in Claude, and it's kind of funny. Okay, so here in Claude, damn it, I didn't want that to disappear. 1 second. Wait, yeah. Okay, this is it. And I'm going to put this in the folder. It's not there yet because when it made it into a PDF, it kind of cut it in half in the wrong places. So I had it remake it, and I haven't put it in there yet. But I figured out, I've been telling you guys, you owe me for, I suffer from a lack of sleep. Okay. And sometimes I'm sleep deprived. And my wife wonders why I can fall asleep just sitting there watching TV. Or when I'm talking to them, I just fade out because I'm sacrificing. And I joke with you guys sarcastically that you owe me, a Michelob Ultra or a Starbucks, okay, iced coffee or something like that. But I thought about it today. I was like, screw that. You owe me to go to to use the things I'm teaching you. I don't need a beer, okay. I don't need coffee. I already take care of that on my own. And so the way, you guys, I owned a bar, and we were cool. We let people run tabs, like not just for the night. So the guy worked at Cox. He's going to get paid on Tuesday. We let him run his tab. Okay, paid the tab later. So you guys, you don't owe me a coffee. See, it took out the beer because Claude's too nice. But I said I told it. I asked my people for a beer or coffee, just jokingly. But it said, instead of paying you don't owe me a coffee, you got to pay your tab with activity. So for the work I do for this class, and I do a ton of work for this class, I promise you that, I want you to, I'm giving you 10 things. You pick 3 of these 10 things. I want you to go to work. I want you to use it. I want you to put it into practice. And then I want you to tell me you did. Pick 3 of these things. Instead of just watching it and going, that's great stuff, and then never doing anything. Okay, the way you pay your tab, the way you pay me back, is pick 3 of these things and go to work, right? Use this stuff. And so, what's funny is, you guys, is I'm going to do this. I'm going to give you guys the broken PDF because I can't find the new one. Pay your tab. I'm going to give you guys that. But the way you're going to pay your tab at my bar, the AI leverage bar, is you're going to pick 3 of those things and do them this week, which are make you money, right? These are activities that will get you where you got to go in business. So that's, instead of, joking about buying me a Michelob Ultra, I'd rather you do something that makes both of us get ahead, right? And so these are the 10 topics. You guys pick the one that's best for you. And I'll put this in that class as soon as I get the improved version of it. But we're running out of time, and we're barely out of time. So I'm going to give you guys these last 2 videos. Let's go here. And to me, it also matters who's giving the video, right? So some people, they have some pretty good content, but they're not very good speakers, okay? And I don't think that, I don't go for that. So my favorite 2 guys are Dan Martell and this guy, Brock, okay? Messiah. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. But these 2 guys that I just added today, this guy on the 14-minute video, that would be one way you could repay me by watching this video at 1.25 speed, which can take you like 10 minutes. Okay, but the one I had queued up for you, it's probably right here. Yeah, here's the one I had queued up that we're not don't have time now. Is this guy right here. And we're just going to watch the first like 120 seconds because we're over on time. But let's watch. I want you to see his credibility.
Don't say that lightly, because we've trained over 20,000 professionals on AI and automation, and we've tested pretty much every tool out there. Claude Cowork is different. It's not just another chatbot you type questions into. It's an AI that actually works on your computer. It can open your files, navigate applications, research across sources, process documents, extract data, and it does all of this.
Okay, we're at 1.5 now, but let's do that because we're over.
Autonomously while you focus on other things. By the end of this course, you'll know how to set up Claude Cowork, delegate real business tasks to it, automate your workflows, and do things that would normally require hiring a new employee or assistant. And you don't need any technical background to follow along. We're going to start from absolute zero, and I'll walk through every single step. Here's what we're going to be covering. We'll start with what Claude Cowork actually is and why it's different from ChatGPT or regular Claude. Then we'll get it set up on your machine, which takes about 2 minutes. There's no terminal or coding involved. I'll walk you through the interface so you know exactly what you're looking at. From there, we're going to delegate our first real task to Cowork live so you can see exactly how this works. works in practice. Then I'll show you how to connect Cowork to your tools using connectors. I'll also show you what to do when there's no connector or pre-built integration available. After that, we get into skills, which is probably the single biggest unlock of this whole course. Skills let you train Claude to your exact way of working, so it can handle pretty much any task that you'd normally need to do over and over again without you needing to prompt it each time. From there, I'll teach you about context engineering and why understanding this is what separates people who get average results from people that get incredible results. And then we'll get into some real business work. We'll do 4 live build.
Okay, context engineering. The reason I was able to give earlier in the training this incredible document on the tariffs and how to approach it is because what I asked ChatGPT to do in that case was great. Okay, so you as you learn to ask better questions and communicate with it like a human, you get way better answers
together, including building an agent that runs on a schedule and takes over a task that probably eats hours out of your week. I'll show you how to use Cowork on apps that have no API or integration, so nothing is off limits, and I'll walk you through our team's exact setup for how we can use Cowork together, where all the files that Cowork creates are shared across the whole team and not just a bunch of local files on everyone's machine. After that, we'll get into the power features, plugins, live dashboards, projects, sub-agents, and more. Then, of course, we'll cover how usage and limits actually work in Cowork, as well as my best tips for you to avoid hitting your limits so you can get the most out of your subscription. And we'll finish with the mistakes I see people make over and over again, so you don't have to learn them the hard way. Now, we've got a lot to cover, so let's get into it, starting with what Cowork actually is. So what is Claude Cowork? And the first important thing that I want to point out here is Cowork is more than a regular chatbot. So I guess most of you out there have probably used AI chatbots before, ChatGPT, regular Claude Chat, or Gemini. Cowork is definitely not that. Cowork is what we would call an AI agent. And there is a stark difference between them. With an AI chatbot, when you're chatting with ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, what it will do is it will provide an answer. Whereas with an AI agent, it is actually able to take action. This drastically changes the way that you actually need to work when you're using Cowork. And that's because when we move from an AI chatbot to an AI agent, we need to move from simply chatting with AI to delegating work to AI. When you chat with AI, you ask a question, get an answer, but then you're the one that actually needs to go and do that work. When you delegate work to AI, you just describe the outcome, describe what needs to be happen, describe the job that you're trying to do. AI then goes, and in this case called Cowork, goes and plans the work. It'll use its context, the files and folders and tools that you give it access to. It's going to ask you for approval when needed, and that Cowork actually produces the actual output. And this is a very important point that I want you to keep in your mind throughout this whole course, is this shift in mindset. Now, another way to think about this is comparing the 3 different Claude solutions that you have on offer, which is Claude Chat, Claude Cowork, and Claude Code. And this is a question I get asked a lot when we're giving our company trainings, is what's the difference between each one and when should I use each one? So starting with Claude Chat, and that is just a regular AI chatbot and what we would call a thinking partner. You ask it something, it gives you an answer, but then you need to actually go and do something with that answer. Now, this is still great for brainstorming, research, thinking through a decision, but the actual work that needs to get done, that's still on you. And here's where Cowork is different. It's what we call a work partner, meaning Claude doesn't just give you the answer, it takes the action. It can process tasks, work on your documents, run multi-step workflows across your actual tools. And then, of course, finally, we have Claude Code. And this is what we'd refer to as a build partner. Claude Code is a tool aimed at developers, and it's best suited at building apps and tools, writing custom automation scripts, or debugging and fixing code inside a code base. Now, one important thing to point out is both Claude Cowork and Claude Code are agentic platforms. They're both AI agents, as we just described, but they're just designed with different user groups in mind. And we can see that clearly looking at Anthropic's own description of what Claude Cowork is. Cowork is Anthropic's agentic AI system for knowledge work. It runs on desktop, connects to local files and applications, completes multi-step tasks from start to finish. The user defines the goal, Cowork figures out how to get there. And how it's able to do this are 6 main capabilities that I just want to point out quickly before we get into actually setting this up on your machine. So here's what I think makes Cowork so useful. I'll just touch on it quickly. As we've already seen there in that definition, it can work locally on your computer and access local files. It also has the ability to write and run code. So even though Cowork is focused on knowledge work, the ability to write and run code is incredibly useful for knowledge work. The one difference between Claude Cowork and Code here is that all of this code that runs happens inside a sandbox on a virtual machine on your computer and not directly on your computer like Claude Code, which just makes it a little bit more secure. Additionally to this, we can connect Cowork directly to the tools that you use each and every day. Think Gmail, Slack, Notion, Salesforce, HubSpot, whatever tools you're actually using in your business. We can also create skills and plugins to create reusable workflows, and we'll touch on all of these throughout the chapters coming up. But 2 that I just want to quickly highlight very quickly are what is known as an agent loop. This is a very important concept that I think you should have in mind as we start setting up Cowork and giving it real tasks. So what is an agent loop? Whenever you give Cowork a task, as I said, Cowork is an AI agent, and what that agent does is figures out what needs to be done in order for that task to get completed. After it figures that out and makes it plan, it actually goes ahead and takes action. That could be editing a file, pulling in some data, writing a document. And here's where the loop part comes in. After it actually takes the action, very importantly, and this is something that chatbots do not do, the agent actually checks its own work. After it checks its work, it decides what to do next. And that could be repeating the process, maybe having a second iteration, or moving on to the next step in the plan. And that is this agentic loop that gives Cowork the ability to do do real tasks. The next very important factor that makes it super, super useful are sub-agents. I just want to quickly touch on why sub-agents or parallel agents are so useful in Cowork. If we take a look at this example prompt where I'm asking Cowork to research 5 competitors, and for each competitor, I want it to do very specific things in its task. Without the ability of having sub-agents, what Cowork would need to do is go and do all of this research for competitor number 1, then go and do all of this research for competitor number 2, then competitor number 3, and so on and so forth. And what typically happens in a situation like this is you'll probably get a very good result for competitor number 1, but as it starts working through, the AI can tend to get a little bit lazy, and you'll also notice the results that you're getting for 3, 4, and 5 is drastically worse than the first couple. With parallel agents, what Cowork can actually do is spin up several versions of itself. So one agent will just do all of this research for competitor number 1, while another agent does it for number 2. So he would have 5 separate agents working at the same time, and allows it to A, get far better results, but also you're not biased in your work. When the agent or sub-agent is researching competitor.
Okay, so you guys, you should watch it at 1.25. We're just trying to give you a flavor, of how amazing it is. And remember, the first time through on a new topic, human beings don't tend to remember on the first time through. Repetition is the key to learning this. So that's why we're going to keep going over. We're going to stay on Claude Cowork for a few weeks, okay? Because we really want to implement it and get better and better at it. And this guy, I've watched a lot of these videos. This guy's good, okay? Now, the other one in your little homework assignment is underneath him. There's a 14-minute one in that. Did I put it in there? I did not even give it to you guys. So hang on. I thought I gave you guys that page. So let me go back here real quick. I'm going to move it over here. And I'm going to give you my folder, which I thought I did, but I don't see it here. I'm going to share with you this thing. It has 14 videos. Is that what I said in it? Okay, I'm going to go premium.
If your company sells services with a sales team, chances are a big chunk of their time is going towards work that has nothing to do with actually closing deals.
1 second. Okay, playlists. Okay, here we go. AI Leverage Lab. I got it. And now I can share it with you guys. So I want you to watch the last 2 videos.
And you can actually view it. So as we can see right here, there is this memory.md file. I can just click on this, and here's the memory index. I can basically see everything that it's saved. It even has sub markdown folders here, so it's not just a bloated memory markdown file. You can see basically all the things that.
Okay, so here I go. AI Leverage Lab. 13 videos. Like the best of the best for us.
Is this the folder you've been talking about?
It's
Is
on
this the folder you've been talking about?
It is not.
Oh, what is that? How do we get that?
Okay, hang on. That one is right here. Google Drive Docs on the main homepage of AILeverageLab.pro. You just click right there. And that opens that folder for you.
Thanks.
Okay, here's the YouTube channel. This is a YouTube channel. And I can put this in the chat for you guys. And there's the folder with everything in it, all the handouts and all that. We can only do so much in an hour, you guys. I wish we had more time, but we don't. But basically, every week it's going to get better and better and better. And I actually took the clip from Rick Walsh. Okay, Rick, is Rick still on the call, or do you have to leave? Let me see. I'm going down to the R's.
I'm here.
Okay,
Rick is here.
So Rick, I really appreciated your feedback, on week 6 of the training, because it reaffirmed to me that we're doing something different here, because I'm not an AI expert. I'm not a programmer. I'm just like you. I'm a guy who wants to get ahead and make money with it. And Rick, say it again, what you said, just for the people who didn't hear it, but I really appreciated that. Your thoughts on our training compared to the trainings you've attended. I have it. I have the video. I was going to play it.
Good. I have a senior moment right now. I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Okay, yeah. So here it is. You guys, I took because it was so powerful. Here's what I put in there. I put Rick's testimonial, okay, that he basically gave, and I put it in the folder for all of us, okay. And it's like only 1 minute, but it's here. I'm pretty sure it's this one right here. Let's watch it, Rick. And I'll bring it back to your memory. Okay. It's so good. I clipped it out. So this should be, yeah, less than 2 world. I want you to be able to invite. This is for every entrepreneur in the world. I don't care if they live in South Africa. Okay. I don't care if they want to work with us. I don't care about anything. You can invite your 18-year-old if they're entrepreneurial. Really, 16, 15-year-olds are probably entrepreneurial. We are going to teach AI for entrepreneurs who want to make money without coding, without building crap. We're going to use AI to leverage your real estate, your mortgage, your insurance, your B2B, your whatever business you have. I don't care. You're an AI influencer, or you're a social media influencer. I just want to provide a free training for the world of entrepreneurs. And that's who it's for. You can invite anyone and everyone. I'm not going to sell them anything. I'm not going to upgrade them on anything. We're just going to learn it together and have fun and get rich.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, listen, since last summer, I've been taking every course I could on AI. As you know, I joined Lev AI, which was a recruiting thing. And I took Tony Robbins courses and all the others. And I can tell you in the last hour, you have shown that you are putting together the hands-on training that people in our type of business absolutely need, not the other bullshit that goes with it. Just a fabulous job. Thank you.
I appreciate that. That's exactly what I want to do, you guys. I want to do the cut to the chase. How do I make money with this bad dog? Okay. How is this going to help me make more money? And by the way, it's going to help you have more free time to focus on your health, your family, your faith, all of that, and your business, right? But you guys, that's 1, 2, 3 punches is like unbeatable. And this is from Claude, Fable 5, the smartest one in the world. Income for life, on group sales is 1. That's the most important one, you guys.
Income for life.
Its leverage is 2. And then getting smarter, lifting your perspective is 3. We're going to do all 3 of those. Thank you. So, Rick, does that bring it back to your memory?
Yeah, that did. Thanks.
Yeah. No, I just appreciated that feedback, you guys, because I think that's what we are. Here's what I said, the 3 things you guys got cut off in the clip. 1 is teaching people how to, build a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month recurring monthly income without having to work for it, right? Because you're selling products that pay forever. But 2 is leveraging AI. It's like AI told me these are the most valuable things you have to offer people is income for life, leveraging AI because it is so powerful, you guys, what we're going to learn here together. And the 3rd one is how to use your own brain, okay? Because most of us don't know how to use it to the max. And so see this button above, okay, hang on. I'm looking at the video and I think it's the real website, okay? See this button right here in turquoise, the Human Intelligence Operating System. So if we can make good money and have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month coming in without fail, and we can be leveraging the hell out of AI, we ought to be learning how to use our own noggin better. They call it lifting your perspective to a view of reality obscure to most human beings, but they teach it to the FBI agents and the CIA agents day 1, how to lift your perspective and look through other people's frame of reference. And you know what they said? They gave a couple example analogies that were really good. One of them was, if you're in a conversation with whether it's 1 people or a group of people, let's say you're invited to dinner with a few couples, and you're sitting at a dinner table, let's say there's a dozen people there, that everybody in that room is just looking through their own eyes, but the CIA agent would not be, because they've been trained to get a bigger perspective, and neither should you. The CIA agent would be behind the mirror that's on the wall, looking through a one-way mirror and looking at the situation from outside of it at everybody's different perspectives. And so it's like approaching situations, looking through a one-way mirror. Even you talking to one other person, you should put yourself at the other side of a one-way mirror, and you're looking at the conversation. So you're looking through their lens and through yours. And they said it one other way. It was like, if you want to be really smart, you'd have a bunch of cameras in a room, and you'd have a camera on the roof, a camera in the corner, camera behind you, camera over here. And if you had these trick genius glasses, it would have all those different perspectives. So basically you got to look at through the other people's perspectives. And that enables you to have a much different life if you can lift your perspective to a different view of reality. And this page is Fable 5 teaching you how to do that in a very simple English. Because I said, I don't get it, I don't get it, I don't get it over and over again. I wasn't afraid to say that. I didn't get it. But basically it kept making it dumber and dumber and dumber for me to understand it. And I finally got it. So all of these will teach you that. And I think you combine those three things, you guys, and we're going to the top together in a big way. So check that out too. You guys, any questions? Or we're done with the training for today. We ran a little over, but if you have any questions, I'll stick around and answer them.
The URL is AIleverage.com.
AILeverageLab.com or .pro is the actual site. .com will still take you there.
AILeverageLab.pro. Thank you.
It's in the chat. And that everything kind of links from there, you guys. And there's a ton on there. I built like 4 pages in here that got, we don't have time to go over, but there's a lot to explore on this website of great value. You guys, I'd like it if you sign up where it says save my seat. I'm going to start sending out emails to kind of remind you and give you kind of cool gifts. Okay, this is an email list it's building for the people who attend the AI Leverage Lab. And you guys, I don't know how to do this and go high level. No way. But my AI agent went inside of my Go High Level because I connected it. And it built the whole thing for me and put it in here. I was like, oh my God, it's a miracle. Okay. And so I still haven't learned how to go find it and send you an email, but I'm going to ask it how to do that. So I have the list, but I don't even know where. It's in Go High Level somewhere. Okay, any other questions?
This has been great.
You guys, think of it this way. You're in the top 1% of people learning AI. And our industry, our field will not get replaced. We're not building websites. Those guys are toast, okay? A lot of people are toast. We're not toast, but we still got to learn this stuff. All right, you guys, have a great day.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.
Happy Friday.
Hey, you guys, great stuff to learn. Isn't it fun? It's fun to learn this stuff.